Caitlin Clark receives major injury update from FIVA. HC. Caitlin Clark was supposed to experience a stellar second year in the WNBA, but the Indiana Fever superstar has been dealing with injuries that have led to her missing multiple games. A left quad strain led to the sharpshooter missing 5 games, and now a groin injury has sidelined Clark for 4 additional games. Clark is working her way back to full action, but that does not sound like it will happen very soon. The Fever star got a major injury update from Fever head coach Stephanie White. Fever reporter Tony East spoke to White, where she divulged a workout regimen that Clark has been engaging in since she injured her groin. "We went through semi-live shooting drills," White stated. "It wasn't really live. She still hasn't gone full speed in a practice live defensive group. She has been getting some 3-on-3 work on her own. I think the biggest thing, she is not a fan of minutes restrictions. If there is going to be a minutes restriction, maybe we'll hold her another game. But it's evaluating her again in the morning and seeing what she's done with however many days there have been with more loading and make a decision from there. But I prioritize her long-term health and wellness and making sure that when she comes back, she is 100%. Clark is clearly dealing with a significant injury for the second time in her young WNBA career. White is doing the best thing possible in allowing her to fully heal without pushing her to come on the court under a minutes restriction. Clark's long-term health is the concern here. And we understand that his health is the concern here, and experiencing 2 significant injuries in a short period of time might point to a larger problem with the young star. Through 9 games of the 2025 regular season, Clark is averaging 18.2 points, 5 rebounds, 5.9 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. The Fever recently won the Commissioner's Cup and is hoping to see the playoffs for the second year in a row. Though there is some talent on the team, Clark being 100% healthy for the postseason is of the utmost importance. She may have to miss some additional games, but it might be smarter to allow her to fully heal right now at the cost of some potential losses. The air was thick with anticipation inside the Indiana Fever's practice facility. Cameras buzzed, reporters leaned forward, fans scrolled rapidly through social media, and in the center of it all stood head coach Christy Sides, flanked by medical staff, with one update the entire basketball world was waiting to hear. Caitlin Clark is progressing well, and we're optimistic she'll return to the floor very soon. Just like that, the cloud of uncertainty began to lift. After days of speculation following Clark's groin injury, an ailment that sidelined the rookie phenom during a critical stretch, the update sent a wave of cautious relief through Fever Nation. It wasn't just a boost to Indiana, it was news that echoed through every corner of women's basketball. But beyond the words was something deeper. This injury, this pause, this recalibration, it might just be the moment that changes everything. The storm before the calm. When Clark was ruled out just before the Commissioner's Cup game, panic set in. Some fans feared a long-term absence. Others braced for the Fever's momentum to crash without their superstar floor general. The diagnosis, groin tightness, sounded vague, but in pro sports, even the smallest strain can sideline an entire season. What hurt more than her absence was the timing. Clark had just begun finding her rhythm. Her shot selection was improving, her turnovers decreasing, and her leadership on and off the court was growing more commanding. To suddenly be pulled out, it felt cruel, like a storybook being paused right before the twist. And yet, in the silence that followed her sitting out, something extraordinary began to stir. A team awakens without Clark in the lineup. The Fever didn't crumble. They climbed. They stunned a top-tier opponent. They played some of their best basketball this season, moving the ball with precision, sharing scoring duties, and unleashing a ferocious defensive tempo. For head coach Christy Sides, that performance wasn't just encouraging, it was revealing. "We've built something bigger than any one player," she said, "and now we have the chance to reintegrate Caitlin into a system that's growing stronger every day." The major injury update wasn't just about Clark's health, it was about evolution. The Fever are learning who they are, with and without her, and that duality could be their greatest weapon. Clark's mental game levels up. While Caitlin Clark is always dazzled with long-range bombs and laser-sharp passes, it's what's happening off the court during her recovery that might prove most powerful. She's watching film nonstop, Coach Sides revealed. She's studying our sets, our opponents, our spacing. She's not just recovering physically, she's leveling up mentally. For a rookie already burdened with being the face of a league, that kind of mental clarity is rare. But then again, Clark has never been typical. Teammates say her presence on the bench has been as vocal and impactful as her presence on the floor. Constant encouragement, sharp observations, even real-time input on offensive plays. One assistant coach joked, "It's like having a second point guard." In coach mode, when Clark returns, which sources say could be as soon as next week, she'll return not just healed, but hardened. Not just rested, but reloaded. What comes next? Coach sides made one thing clear. They won't rush Clark back. We're thinking long-term. We want her at 100%, not 90%. She's got a long career ahead of her. And so, while the update was positive, it came with patience. The FIFA will monitor her day-to-day, ensuring her return is strategic. No shortcuts, no panic. But whenever she does step back onto the hardwood, whether it's 2 games or 10, she'll rejoin a team that no longer waits on her every move. They've learned to fight without her. And that, in turn, will allow Clark to become more a true conductor of a team rather than the whole orchestra. And with that, she turned to become the wife of a team rather than the whole orchestra.